potato.
Okay.
Hey, you got it.
I think I called you on the phone.
Oh, all right, good. Yeah, I've been kind of busy, but I am so happy to be here, and I'm so grateful for this group, and I just love the whole spirit of following Martin Luther King again. It's like he's back.
Thank you.
So what I'd like to do, I'd like to tell you a little story. I saw a movie about 2 weeks ago. It's called The Plastic Ocean. If anybody has seen that movie, it is jaw-dropping in its impact. It concerns some scientists that went around to 20 different areas in the ocean throughout the world, dragging some nets along to get water samples. And what they found was that our oceans, even at the most remote places, are full of plastic particles, which means that the fish are full of plastic particles. Just recently I saw in the paper where in Thailand, a pilot whale, I think it is, pilot shark or whale. Anyway, this creature was beached, and people went to try to save it. It did not live. It died, and when they did an autopsy on this poor thing, it turned out this animal had 50 plastic bags in its stomach. It could not absorb any nutrition, and died an agonizing death. And then, not too long after that, another whale, a larger whale, was found beached near Spain. And this animal had 65 pounds of trash in its intestines, in its stomach and intestines. Now, why would I talk about this at the Poor People's Coalition? Because we are all suffering. We are all suffering with this. We have inundated our oceans with plastics. Now, plastics do not biodegrade, and we think they're being recycled. They are not being recycled. They are not. They go to landfills, and it takes tons of years for them to... We haven't been alive long enough to see how long it's going to take for them to deteriorate. And to my sister's point earlier about landfills, and my other friend over here, Kathy, tells me too, remind us that landfills usually are areas where a lot of rich people are not going to live. And they're not going to live there because it doesn't smell very good and the air is bad, and this poor child ends up in the emergency room with asthma, and more children are doing that as well. So in the movie, at the very end, because you can get very depressed listening to this, but at the very end of the movie they offer practical solutions, and I love that. I like to come away with something practical to do, and I have decided I'm really going to urge every organization I can to urge our legislature to have Rhode Island ban single-use plastics. We do not need plastic bags. We do not need plastic straws. The plastic straws that get into the throat and eyes and guts of these animals. I will pledge myself to really go after that, and I hope you will too. I hope you talk to your churches and anybody you can. It's not a hard thing to do. In Mexico, I was in Mexico recently, they have biodegradable bags. They're like made out of paper, but they're very easily degradable, and they really are degradable. They're not making... It's going to take a long time for a total recallable plastics, but we can start very easily with plastic bags and plastic straws and the reusable containers. I'm bringing mine back to Dave's all the time now. I go to get something from the deli, I'm bringing my container back. And I guess I want to end this with a thought. I think in this past year and a half, we just have come face to face with a horrible realization that there are so many in this world who are very wealthy and could care less about the poor.
Amen.
And if this, what I am afraid of, I'm very afraid of a future where only the wealthy will have clean water. And that cannot happen. Say amen.
Amen.